Well, hello. So, if you're watching this, maybe you've now inherited a home in San Diego, and now what?
So when you inherit a home, there's going to be lots of things that go on. There's obviously there's some family stuff that goes on. There's inheritance tax. There's capital gains tax. There's all kinds of different areas. You have to do the clean out of the home. Determine who the beneficiaries are and get everybody on the same page for that. So there's a lot of parts of the puzzle.
So many parts to this puzzle, and that's where we come in. We specialize in helping families throughout San Diego navigate this very complex situation when inheriting a home. And when we start with step one, two, three, there's always a step zero. What is step zero, Drew?
That is to reach out to us
Yes.
so we can help you get going. Some people reach out before the parent has passed away and we start working on it well in
Yes.
advance.
Yes.
And then some people get us right, like quickly thereafter, we usually hear from people.
Yes. And so now we'll go on to steps one, two, and three. And a lot of these are prior to even getting a house ready for the physical part of the house to the market. So, Drew, what is step one? What's the first thing that we usually do with any of our clients?
Well, it's all about title, and who holds title and
Yes.
how it's held determines whether you can sell it straight away
Yes.
or if there's a probate needed in that. Typically,
Yes.
most of our clients have homes in a trust, and that can help stay away from that probate because it can be a pretty lengthy process. It can be up to maybe about 2 years of going back and forth with the courts to make sure they
Yes.
determine that the home is being sold for the right value.
And that costs money. So, if you do have to go through probate and that the home is not in a trust, you do have to hire a probate attorney to help you through that usually, or the courts can help you with the San Diego court. So we really recommend that if you are, your home is not in a trust, to look into doing that, work with a trust attorney so that it makes it so much easier for your adult children or the beneficiaries once they inherit the home that they can sell it much quicker, much faster, and without court process. So, step two, Drew, what would be
Okay.
the next step? First, we know you can sell the home. What do we do
Oh,
next?
okay. This is very important. Everybody wants to talk about this because this is determining
Mhm.
the home's value, right?
Yes.
So we go through our process and determine like how big the lot is, how big the house is, what condition it's in, all the different parts of the puzzle and try to come up with our best estimated value of the home. Now, granted,
At
uh,
the
at the
time
time,
that you inherit the house, which
right,
is really important, is
right.
to have that market value at the time you inherit the house. And why is that?
Because that's what sets the tax line, right?
Yes,
So
for
you have a
capital
step
gains.
for capital gains, you have a stepped up basis at that point.
Yes.
And so it's very important. It can save you a lot of money, hundreds of thousands of dollars. And in La Jolla, it can
Millions.
potentially millions. Yes.
Yes, and you can do that in two different ways. Some people, about 50% of our clients, actually hire an appraiser, which we have appraisers that have done this for our clients to get an appraisal for that fair market value at the time you inherited it. Sometimes they also have us give our own professional opinion of what that is, and that is what helps with your taxes going forward. And we're not tax CPAs, so we always recommend that people talk to their CPA. But I think understanding that's important because, like Drew said, that you want to make sure that you have that step up basis in taxes for capital gains. A lot of the homes, I mean, lately, what is the average year that some of the adult children's parents have purchased the homes here in
50s
50
and
years?
60s,
Yeah.
somewhere in there. And they've purchased these homes obviously in the 50s, and the values have just skyrocketed, especially even in the last decade or so.
Right.
So there's been a really, really big shift. And it's just important to address that beforehand so you don't get stuck with a big capital gains bill.
Yes. And we can help our clients to do that.
I have one other thing too.
Yeah.
Everybody looks at Zillow and Realtor and does
Yes.
all that, right? Which is totally great for information, but do not rely on the value of the homes. They do great in more like traditional neighborhoods, like in a planned community kind of thing. For example, there's an oceanfront property up in North County that's on the market, or it's not on the market, but it's worth about 20 million bucks. And Zillow has it at $4.5 million.
Yeah,
So
Zillow can't always tell
Mhm.
if this house is oceanfront, if it's the house across the street. It can't tell if the home has been updated.
Yeah.
It's going to go off of the tax rolls and the number, the square footage, and just it doesn't have all the information that an appraiser would have and that real estate agents
Yeah,
like
it
us would get.
basically just grabs comps randomly, it
Mhm.
seems like sometimes, and determines that. And for everybody that's in coastal San Diego, the big difference from 1, 2, 3, 4 blocks away can make a huge difference in compared to an oceanfront.
Even street to street in some areas of
Oh,
San Diego.
100%.
So, some neighborhoods, we're 16 neighborhoods in La Jolla. So there could be one neighborhood, the value could be completely different than another part of La Jolla. So you cannot rely on Zillow. Sorry, Zillow. We all use Zillow sometimes, but for this, you don't want to rely on Zillow.
Yep.
And so moving on to step three, what would be the third step that you would recommend, that we recommend our clients do?
This is where it comes into like the inner family stuff where they're either siblings or beneficiaries, and making sure there's great communication between the group that's inheriting the home. Maybe it's just one person, but oftentimes it's multiple siblings or, multiple beneficiaries. So to get everybody kind of on the same page as to what their plan is, if their plan is to sell it straight away, if their plan is maybe to rent it for a little while, they don't, so it's just a really good way to communicate with each other. So there's not some change down the road that no one was expecting, because nobody likes surprises.
And it's not always easy to get everybody together. We
Correct.
understand that.
Yeah.
And we've had, I think most recently, we had 8 beneficiaries on a home that
On
we
one
were
house.
on
Yeah.
one house in a large estate. And it turned out that one of the beneficiaries ended up deciding she did want to keep the home. And so in doing that, there's a lot of title that goes on in being able to clear title. So we were able to work with our Mike Turner, who is here at California Title, help that family do that correctly. So when she was able to buy the home and buy out the other beneficiaries, she had clear title. A lot of stuff that's important. Sometimes people do like to use attorneys in that, but I would recommend really working with a title company because they do the real deep dive into the history. And in that case, if she would have not had title work with her, when she went to go sell that house, she would have to go back and find all the beneficiaries and have them
Get them
sign
to
off.
agree on something, right?
So title's really, really important, and I can't stress that enough. And also that everyone understands that. So we've been talking a lot about that in
Yeah.
this.
So it's important to reach out to us early to try so we can help you guide you through this. There's multiple parts. Obviously, people like the questions are often, what's it worth? What should I do? And can you help me figure out how to clean out the house?
Which that will be coming in our next video.
Right. Right.
But I do want to talk a little bit more about renting versus selling. A
Mhm.
lot of our clients who we've helped, about, I don't know, about a quarter of them have probably rented.
Mhm.
But something to keep in mind, and and sometimes people are just not ready to let go of the house, I
Mhm.
think,
Yeah.
because it's a family home. They just aren't ready. They don't need the money, so they want to rent it for a little while so everybody can settle into
Mhm.
just this process. And that happens, but keep in mind that in that time period, the value of your home is most likely going up if you're in San Diego. So when you originally do your home, value, it is at the time you inherit the house. If then you go to sell 3, 4, 5 years later, those years increase in value will be counted towards your capital gains. So just keep that in mind.
It's always, yeah,
But it's always a personal decision, I think.
personal decision. And some people are totally equipped to be landlords, and some people are not. So we kind of help people figure that out too, because it's not easy to be a landlord in California. We have lots of rental rules that need to be followed.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
Oh, yeah.
And then we are going to give you a bonus step. If you have inherited a house and the house is vacant, it's really important to make sure you have the insurance still active, and its utilities to remain on. Have the mail forwarded to the executor of the estate, or to one of the siblings that you guys agree to who's getting the mail. And just check on the home regularly and maintenance to be continued so that when you do get ready to put it on the market, you don't have all of that then to deal with. You just keep that going. So hopefully that helps you guys all out and that you're back with us for the next steps, which Drew already led us into it. And that is the biggest one, which is
Cleaning up the home
cleaning up
and
the
figuring out like what to do with the home, right?
yes.
Do I improve it? Do I not improve it? That
Yes.
kind of thing.
And we'll talk more about that in our next video, but thank you for watching. And you can always call, text, or email us if you have any questions about your home here in San Diego.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.